can see, I have my little Mccree plush half made. This Mccree plushie was made specifically to give to Matt Mercer at London MCM. What I'm going to be showing you is how to make his hat. So if you saw my original Mccree video, didn't really make the hat very well. So I decided to redo the hat. You need to have some cardboard. Mine's really just leftover box from, I don't know, a Taobao delivery or something that I had post shipped in. I saved a load of the cardboard for things. So for example, his flip-flops in this video, they also have small pieces of cardboard in. So cut out a sort of circular / ovally kind of shape to fit on top of his head so that it comes out as far as you would like the hat to go. Next you need to get a tape measure and you need to measure around your plushie's head. So I'm using the really small base for Mccree, because when I give people plushies I tend to make them smaller plushies so that it won't take up any space. Whatever measurement that is, just sort of pop that on top of your cardboard and try your best to roughly draw around it. I marked areas where the circle sort of was on 4 sides, and then I drew up a circle. It looks a bit skew, but it's fine as long as you've got a basic idea of how big the head is. Use a standing knife to cut out that circle that you've got there. Just make sure to be careful with it, use a cutting mat and don't cut yourself. I have this, I'm not really sure what kind of fabric it is called, it's sort of woven fabric. I've had it sat in my sort of scraps bag for ages because I've never ever used it. So basically what you need to do is use your cardboard template that you've already cut out and put it on top of your fabric, and you need to make sure that there's quite a decent amount of gap between the cardboard and the fabric edge so that you can sew your fabric pieces together without your cardboard getting in the way. Alright, so you need to cut out 2 pieces of those. Once you have, you need to pin them together with the cardboard bit on the inside, like in between. You need to use the running stitch around the edge of the hat just to put the fabric together on the outside so that the cardboard can't go slipping through. Just make sure it's securely stitched all the way around so that it won't come undone anywhere. Use my trusty glue gun, glue that bit underneath it as best as you can without kind of pulling all of the woven parts away from the fabric. Just basically glue that bit flat down to the cardboard, just makes it stay in place easier, and it will make it easier for when you come to sewing the middle bit onto the hat. Remembering the measurements that you sort of measured the head, measure out a strip to that length of the circle and sort of wrap it around the middle bit of the hat just so that you can see how it looks. You can sort of shorten the width of the strip. One of the ends that's folded over, you just sort of fold in a little triangle dart, and the other ends you just sort of cut diagonally so that the hat kind of goes into a diagonal, more pointy shape rather than just straight up, if that makes sense. hopefully you can see what I mean by triangle dart at one of the ends. I just sort of fold the pieces inwards so that it goes into a diagonal line, and then once you've pinned that down, carefully ladder stitch on that bit straight down onto the circular ring shape. Because the fabric is woven, it's quite easily torn apart, so just be really careful with your stitches not to make a hole in the fabric. Once you've done that, you just need to cut out a circular shape that will fit the top of the hat, and then the same process pretty much. You will sort of rest that on the top of the hat, fold it together so that the folded edges meet, pin it, and then ladder stitch that top bit on as well. So yeah, and then your hat is done. You just need to then slot it onto your plushie head. If you measure the head right, it should be quite a snug fit, so it will fit quite tightly. You shouldn't need to worry about stitching it down. So yeah, that's pretty much this video. It's quite quick. I do hope you like my finished Mccree plushie. I was actually quite proud of it, and I was very excited to give it to Matthew Mercer. He seemed to really like it, and I was really happy that he was holding it in the picture that we had together. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.